It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero. Hey, you hear that? You hear that right there? It's a little bit better than last time. I told you we had some technical difficulties last time, but we back in your ear with another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. It's your boy Lydell Dinero's in the building. We got AK in the building.
What's cracking?
What it do? First episode of 2022. Happy New Year's, my good sir.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
You do anything fun?
Hell no. That Omicron kicked my ass, so I was sitting here at the crib, chilling, watching the New Year's. Actually, me and my girl actually both caught the Omicron. I got exposed to it, so we were able to actually enjoy the countdown together, and just chill. But mostly, we brought in 2022 with Omarion. How was your New Year's? How'd you bring in 2022?
Working. Yeah, pretty much.
So that, yeah. Common theme, but you made that time and a half, huh?
Yeah, I mean, still peanuts.
Fuck yeah. How was the Bay? How was I called the Bay? How was the family's house for the holidays? Was that cool?
It was cool, but like because I work nights, I was out completely when I was up there. Like half
during
the
the
time. Hell yeah. I would wake up way before everybody else, like at like 3 a.m. and then just like stay up all damn night. And then when everybody gets up, I'm up until like maybe 11 or something, and I'm out. It's like I just pass the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, your schedule. I feel that they probably understand though and know how you be working. So, but I'm glad you had some time with the fam and were able to bring in 2021. At least you made some money during the time. You know what I'm saying? I had to use up all my PTO to be able to stay home during this sickness because they treating Omicron like it's the fucking common cold nowadays. They say no more employee COVID pay. We're not paying you for being sick. If you ain't got no PTO, you going home and not getting paid. Some crazy shit. Yeah, they stopped it recently. I guess people were hella like
overusing it.
Yeah, overusing it. They had 80 hours of it. We had 80 hours of it. And so people, anytime they got exposed, they kind of used the excuse to like stay home, and got paid to stay home. And employers are like, "Damn, we need to work now. We need people to come back and work." So these motherfuckers are like, "Oh yeah, we're taking away that 80 hours pay. And if you're asymptomatic, you're coming back in 5 days. No more 10-day shit. You're gonna come in 5 days after that." So now these regulations is up in the air. I don't even know what's going on. People are catching it everywhere. I've had friends that caught it, celebrities that are supposed to be the most isolated are catching it, their whole families. But if you are vaccinated, me personally, all my symptoms were basically just maybe like a runny nose, a cough. But I'm sure if you're not vaccinated, that shit is fucking super contagious. You probably be going through it. I know a lot of people had headaches and fevers and shit. I'm glad I didn't reach that level, but people is catching it out there. Shit's wild. Shit is wild. Yeah, man. People thought you can kind of just stay home and go do little tasks. If you kept your mask on, you'll be safe. But people are not going to the clubs. People are just doing regular tasks and catching that shit. Whole households coming down with it. Luckily, kids are getting vaccinated now, so they're not super getting down bad. But sheesh, that's wild. In the holidays, people are seeing each other a lot now. So, it might be a super peak.
That should be happening because like everybody in the family be doing everything fine. It'd be one motherfucker in the family. Because you around your family, everybody mask off, chopping it up. You don't walk around the house with your mask on usually. But it's always one motherfucker in the family that go out and do some stupid shit and just live life on the edge, you feel me?
Yeah.
And they come back and fuck it for everybody else. So.
Right. They didn't catch it the first time when the first wave hit, so they thought they were safe and they kind of just went out. And this Omarion really did touch. It got a lot of people, man. So me being
why are they calling it Omarion?
I don't know. I guess they
I
associate
don't
Omicron to Omarion, and it sounds similar. So every time, even on an award show, I think Omarion, they put his name under is Omicron. They did him kind of dirty. So now when he goes around, he has to say, "I am not a deadly virus. I am da 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 da." It's kind of a running joke now. So I kind of it is kind of disrespectful in hindsight, but it's going around. So everybody be safe, get those boosters. I'm gonna try to schedule my booster as soon as possible. Like I said, I think I said last week, they're making that shit mandatory at my job now. I'm still a little stuffy.
The booster?
Yeah, they said if we don't get the booster by February 1st, we have to get tested like twice a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So if you get vaccinated, like what is it supposed to mean? Like,
if you get vaccinated, I mean, from my understanding, which is not a lot, it protects you from that first strain that came out, and the Delta variant and the Omicron variant. If you catch it, the symptoms will be a lot more mild than if you didn't get vaccinated. I have no clue. This keeps changing and changing. So at this point, it's like, if you got vaccinated the first time, what was the point of that? Because you could still get sick and your people are still catching it and passing it. I don't know. But my thing is, I'm not trying to come down with those symptoms. I'm not trying to lose my taste or smell. I got kind of lucky this time. So hopefully there's after you get the antibodies, you're kind of immune to Omicron now until the 17 million variant comes out the next 2 weeks and shit. I don't know what's happening. It's kind of like super, what's the word? It's kind of, go ahead.
They keep sprinkling shit out, and it's just like, all right, yeah, deal with that for a little while. I'm gonna sprinkle some more shit. Now we got one and just make you shit on yourself.
Yeah, man.
It's when it's COVID, like boo. I don't know.
And I'm starting to think already. It's some fitness people in LA. Some fitness people in LA is like, oh, it makes you shit. Maybe if I could just catch that variant, it makes me shit all the time. I can lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks and look my best by vacation. I don't know, because eventually we're gonna have to live with this shit, because it's like we can't keep taking work off. Testing is hard to do. It's like hours long lines now. People are panicking from the variant or trying to get tested, and there's no test available. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting wild. And I don't know. I guess we just need to start there, because I know it's close to a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are dealing with it and trying, bring in the new year, kind of shitty. I thought I was the only one that had to, deal with it on Christmas and New Year's, but I guess there's a lot of people out there catching Omicron after and have to deal with that shit now. And like I said, if you ain't got PTO to do it, it's not gonna pay you, and it makes it even more strenuous for this year. So yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. But moving on, next topic here, we got something that's really close to me, because I saw it firsthand taking place before everybody saw it on the highlights. This week during the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, Antonio Brown had an episode, if you will. We were down 14 points to the New York Jets, who are 4-11 or something like that. Only won 4 games in the season, and we were on the verge of losing to them. Our offense was playing bad. Everybody knows the Buccaneers have hella injuries right now, but that's never going to be an excuse, because we got Tom Brady and we won Super Bowl last year. So if we lose to the Jets, everybody going to be on our ass talking shit forever. Mind you, Tom Brady was able to orchestrate a last-second comeback like he does. Last 90 seconds of the game, he drives 90 yards down the field. A third-string receiver catches a touchdown pass, and we win last second. Pretty much. But while we were making this comeback, Antonio Brown, I don't know what happened on the sideline. I don't know if he got in an argument with the coach. I don't know what happened. He started taking off his pads, threw his pads down, started throwing his gloves and his undershirt into the crowd, started running up the sideline, jogging through the end zone to the opposite end zone, waving to the crowd during the game while the offense was on the field trying to score a touchdown. You know what I mean? It was weird. He's making a spectacle. I don't know if he got kicked off the team. Nobody knows if he quit. Nobody knows what exactly happened at the time, but this is in the middle of a game. We're losing to the goddamn Jets, the motherfucking Jets, the lowly Jets that only won 4 games. And they're on their high horse right now because they think they're about to beat us. But I guess we used that, and Tom Brady used that to galvanize the team, because we did end up coming back and winning. But this more so is about Antonio Brown right now, because he has a track record of doing some crazy shit in the NFL. goes from team to team, kind of just ruining them. Starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been on that team for a while. He was on the team for a while. One of the best receivers. He had a chance to rival Jerry Rice, as one of the best receivers in the NFL. During his time in Pittsburgh, he got in a spat with the coaches, was filming the locker room during a coach's speech or something like that, and then publicly criticized their quarterback and just kind of did enough stuff to get himself kicked off that team. He gets kicked off that team and gets ready to go to the Raiders. He does a bunch of shit on the Raiders. Everybody knows this. Starting with he argued about his helmet, the helmet he wanted to wear in the game. They wouldn't allow that helmet anymore. And he tried to sneak the helmet onto the field, and he froze his feet in cryo chambers and shit, went in there with no socks, wet feet, and froze his feet. And amidst all that shit, he had sexual assault allegations, allegations of beating up a mover that was transporting his stuff. He beat him up. Just a bunch of shit happened there. Then he get kicked off the Raiders. Then he goes to the Patriots, and he's with Tom Brady. So everybody thinks he's going to be on his P's and Q's with Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, and Tom Brady. He gets kicked off that team after playing like 2 games, talking mess about the owners and the coach, posting stuff on the line about him, just talking a bunch of mess. And he gets kicked off the one team that nobody thinks that you could possibly mess up on. Everybody goes there and they're on their P's and Q's. They win championships and they just, gracefully go off into the sunset. But no, he messes it up there. Then last year, of course, he gets on the Buccaneers. Everybody thinks he's going to mess it up. Tom Brady invites Antonio Brown to live in his house. You can stay here with me in Florida in my house. It's actually Derek Jeter's house that they bought, or Tom Brady is staying in Florida at the time. And it's big ass property. So he invites Antonio Brown to stay there so he can learn the playbook, stay on his P's and Q's, and nothing can go wrong, of course. Last year, we don't hear shit out of Antonio Brown. He was supposedly a model citizen. We win the Super Bowl and everything's good. But then it comes down to this year. Last week, we talked about the fake vaccination cards. That was the first thing we heard about him this year. Not paying his chef, all of that. We let that pass. You know what I'm saying? The combination of all this stuff with any other player, we wouldn't have let him play anymore. We wouldn't let him be on the field. We wouldn't let him touch the field. But his talent warranted another chance, and after chance after chance after chance. So after all that, we're in this game with the Jets, and then we see this happen. And we just kind of assume like this is the last we're going to see of Antonio Brown. No other team is going to sign him after what he did to our team, to Tom Brady, who stuck his neck out for him time and time again, to get him over there to Tampa, to get him a championship. Everybody is on his helmet thinking it's mental health, and he has taken too many hits to the head. And it's kind of more than just, football and off the field antics. It may be deeper in mental health. I know I said a lot there. I don't know if you kind of followed it all, but what do you think, in this, and what do you think after hearing all that? What do you think is going on with him? You think it may be CTE? What do you think?
It might be something like that, because there's no reason for a man who has this much opportunity and also potential and talent to just continuously fuck it up over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to. He knows that if he keeps doing this, it's happened in the past. The coach will just like say, "Fuck it, then we don't care how good you are. We'll just exclude you from the NFL and going about our business." And I don't understand why he would keep doing it. There's no other reason than maybe he has already had certain mental instabilities from the past, and then maybe that combined with getting hit in the head over and over again, with the helmet on, might have added to it, so
yeah, it's wild, man, because he's done a whole bunch of stuff that he should have been gone a long time ago, but he was so good. He was just so good talent-wise that people gave him another chance. Like, there's videos of him arguing, calling the police, like all kinds of names, arguing with his baby mama on Instagram Live. His kids got to see that one. Like, he has like 4 boys, and they have to see that, in this age of social media, it's going to be around forever. I guess he was once throwing furniture out of his apartment or his house condo and almost hit a little kid with the furniture he was throwing out of the balcony. Like, it's shit after shit after shit that he's done. and he's like a Hall of Fame talent-wise receiver. So to see this happen and him, it's possible he can go to back-to-back Super Bowls and win back-to-back Super Bowls and cement himself as a, for sure, first ballot Hall of Famer. Now he just kind of threw that all away. Like the way he did that, people are kind of saying that, oh, he was angry because he was saying that he was too hurt to go back on the field and the coach was trying to make him go back on the field and shit like that. So he just took off. Since he didn't go back in the game, they kicked him off the team. Some people are speculating that he only needed 5 more catches or a certain amount of yards to reach certain incentives for his contract, for him to get like $33,000, $333,000, some bullshit like that. It's just a lot of speculation right now. Nothing really has come out yet, but it's just a bunch of drama we don't need on the way to trying to defend our Super Bowl championship and going into the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's a lot. I don't know. Part of me wants to say that it's Tom Brady. So without the drama and all that shit leading into the playoffs, what would it be? Because he thrives in that drama. But I don't think it'd be orchestrated like that, man. I just feel like this could be something, mental health wise. It may seem like people may be piling on him right now in the media, but I think he should kind of seek that help that he needs.
Definitely.
Because we definitely don't want to see another black man go to jail or be killed over some crazy shit because he can't mentally, handle himself, or he's been needing help this whole time. People weren't taking him serious and just kind of taking him as a joke. We saw the crazy haircuts. We saw the weird stuff he was doing in the past, but maybe it is a call for help, and maybe we need to look past we need to look past the talent and actually look at the call for help that he actually has. Like I said, he has 4 boys. Hope, prayers up to him. Hopefully he's doing well, but it did not look good this Sunday. And Tom Brady even had to speak and talk about how much, the team cares about AB. They don't want to like scrutinize him. They want to have empathy for him because shit can be going on in his personal life that we actually don't know. And the media could be piling on the shit that they only see. And if he does need help, we want to get him that help and not scrutinize him and make him feel a certain way and push him further into a dark place. Tom Brady, we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's me. I'm gonna get this team to where it needs to be, but let AB do AB. But of course, the media has been talking about it all week, even though we came back and won. Yeah, this bullshit. But shout out.
That just shows how us as Black people, we need to definitely like stop shying away from mental health issues and also therapy and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, I've never done that shit, but maybe that shit might help. It's better than just sitting there and keep doing what you're doing. But,
right. It seems like you had a bunch of yes men around him telling him keep doing that. Yes, this is cool. This is just cool. And enabling him his whole life. So he needs to take a sit down and see what's next, and hopefully he could make some changes. RIP. I think I throw in a couple RIPs here before we get too far into this. RIP, a Bay Area legend, producer Trax a Million, San Jose native. Made a bunch of the high school slaps back in the Bay. Many slaps I danced to at Fremont High School, Columbia Middle School out there, going really dumb with the homies.
The hyphy movement, really pushed the hyphy movement.
Yeah. One of my favorite beats that he did was that Tell Me When to Go remix.
Oh yeah.
That shit was hard as hell. That shit, it was raw.
I always like that San Francisco song, one by Big Rich.
And San
Those who come,
that shit was hard.
He killed that shit. And he did that. He also did that song, that one recently with, was it E40, Jordan Lucas and T.I. I Stand on That.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did that one too. So he was only 42 or something like that. 42, 45. Was it cancer took him?
Yeah, I think he said it was. They said it was cancer.
God damn. That's
crazy.
Yeah,
that is just freaking crazy. Also, R.I.P. Betty White. She passed away at 99. This past weekend, I believe. We should actually share a birthday, January 17th. Shout out her. Michelle Obama, freaking Joy Taylor, Dwayne Wade, Jim Carrey. I can go on and on. It's Capricorn season right now, so I'm kind of just popping shit. But Betty White, R.I.P. I posted the Golden Girl song on the Instagram.
I posted what's his name again? Fuck the dude who be with Kenny Beats,
Oh
Rick
yeah,
Fox. Rick Fox, I
yeah.
think his name is. Not Rick Fox, something like
Something
that.
West, Rick West or
Zach,
something like
no,
that.
no, Zach Fox. Zach
Zach Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, that shit's goofy, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's the first thing that came to mind when I saw it. I was like, oh fuck, Betty White.
yeah,
Shout out. You even said shout out mental illness in that song.
yeah. It's just
Yeah,
wild, man. We're losing a lot of our
yeah.
stars, a lot of people.
We lost
All
a
right,
lot of them last year in general.
yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
for real. Also, let's get this in there real quick. I know a lot of you may not care, but some of you might. Tristan Thompson gets dogged out again. I'm just kidding. He didn't get dogged out. He actually did it to himself. He can't keep his penis in his pants. This man, I don't know if you guys heard, but some lady, I don't know her name. I'm sorry. I should have got the names down. But some woman in Texas claimed that Tristan Thompson fathered her child, and he was kind of like trying to avoid her and not really stepping up to the plate and claiming the child for his own. Of course, at this moment, Tristan is kind of just thinking, oh, this girl is trying to pull me back into a situation. He's actually known for cheating, which is sad, which he should be known for basketball. But this fool famously cheated on Khloe Kardashian with one of the Kardashians' best friends, Jordan Woods, a close family friend. And that was blown up. Everybody knows about that. Everybody heard about that. But we kind of just assumed that he changed because they were back together and their family was supposedly, I should have had V-Rounds on here because she's the resident Kardashians expert. But yeah, so supposedly they got back together and they had a baby together, of course. So they were, trying to work it out. But of course, this comes out with this lady from Texas. She was like, come, acknowledge this baby or else I'm about to expose the Kardashians and a bunch of shit like that, talking about, oh yeah, Drake slept with Kylie, this and that. Yeah, Drake slept with Kylie behind Travis's back and he didn't want to tell her, and you better come claim this baby or else I'm gonna keep putting shit out and exposing the Kardashians.
How does this random chick know all this shit? Like this nigga pill talking like that? That's ridiculous.
It must be because he did respond. It was like, leave them out of this. I'll come talk to you if you want to talk. We'll talk in private.
What kind of niggas do shit like that? Why do niggas? I don't. That's
he's from Canada. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Is he?
Yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah, listen to him talk for 5 seconds and you'll notice he's from Canada.
I never really paid attention to him, to be honest. But yeah,
obviously he's not that intelligent for doing the shit he's doing right now. He may have a lot of money and it may not affect him as much as the common person, but it seems like that he has a problem. This fool, sent out a public apology now to Khloe Kardashian saying that it is his baby. He's accepting 100% responsibility for it. The kicker is though that he had sex with the girl either on one of their birthdays, and they were together on Khloe Kardashian and him were together at the time. So yeah,
wow, this nigga, that's a professional. This nigga was like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Oh, you took a little bit long. Yeah, I fucking tripped and busted my kneecap, but it's good now. Wrapped it up. Guy in the back had some guys. We good. Bled a little bit.
And then 9 minutes later, a baby come out of nowhere, which is nuts. So at this point, I think their relationship is done. Hey, who knows, man? I don't know what's going on in these celebrity relationships. They don't really seem to last too long, anyways. In my eyes, yeah. So I heard Common and what's her name broke up.
Tiffany
Haddish, yes. Yeah. So I thought that was gonna last a long time. It's just wild out there.
They both be like breaking up with, I don't know. They dating history. I think he was with Serena Williams for a minute.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. And then yep.
He liked the girls.
Nah, I'm gonna give me a
Compton
white man
girls.
Now. Yeah, I feel that.
I think they both from Compton, or at least they both from LA. I know that.
Serena and Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, that's wild, man. Tristan Thompson, I feel for you, brother. You might have like 3 kids by 3 different women now. Some shit like that. Young boy in his early 30s, I would have to assume. But he got millions of dollars signed to Clutch Sports. LeBron will help him out. I don't know. But yeah, shit. I wish I can. We're just watching a 2020 documentary on that family that fucking which is nothing connected to this. I don't know why it just pops into my head, but those kids that was fucking in the LA home with a family of 15 and they had their kids chained up in the basement and shit. Remember that story?
Oh yeah, they had like the fucking thing 1, thing 2, thing 3 shirts on and shit.
Something turban. It's like the
Yeah,
Turban
the
family or
Turk
something
family.
like that. Yeah.
They were in Las Vegas for a minute, I think. I forgot.
Yeah, the one they were traveling all over the place. Me and Veronica just watched the documentary. Yeah. It's on Hulu.
They ended in California,
yeah. Yeah, they ended up in California, and then they were basically holding 13 kids hostage.
From all ages too. It was crazy.
Yeah,
all ages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and one of the girls one day, I think it was like January 14th.
The 17-year-old one.
Yeah, she got out and she had a cell phone, was able to call the police, and they were able to see what was going on.
Did you hear the fucking audio? She sounded like a little ass kid.
Oh yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it all.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I know about that shit because when it happened, I fucking remember watching something about it, some news report about it. I was like, what the fuck? This shit was crazy.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
Go ahead.
They said I remember them saying she was 17 years old, and the way she sounded was like she had never been around a person older than her who actually experienced life. She's like a little ass kid.
Right. She was on the phone. She was like, she didn't know what a street sign was. She hasn't been outside before. She couldn't really put together sentences. They were asking, "Are you injured?" She was like, "What are injuries?" Like, it was crazy. She couldn't talk because they had kids from basically 4 to 29 just in the house, chained. They would chain them up. They would buy a bunch of food and toys and shit and not let the kids play with them or open them. They were sitting in there, had dirty ass clothes. The girl was on the phone with the police. She was like, they don't let us shower. The last time we took a bath was like a year ago. And she couldn't. Yeah, it was bad. And yeah, they had chained the little girl to the bedpost. They haven't eaten for like a long ass time. It was hella dirty, like those hoarder type shows and shit. It was that bad. They had kids everywhere, like in little cribs and shit. Just like they didn't know anything in the world. They weren't allowed to stand up. They weren't allowed to look out the window. They were barely allowed to talk to each other. So when they did, like you said, when they were talking to the police, they broke in English. They couldn't really put together sentences at all. And one of them was 29 years old, 29 years of living that way. It was wild. It was wild. And like they barely caught him because that girl jumped out the window, called them, and they thought she was like on drugs and shit. She was like, what are pills? Like what's medication? What is a medication?
Yeah, I remember that.
She was like, when you're sick, we take Robitussin or something like that, but I don't know what medication is. I've never taken a pill in my life. They even spelled out, they were doing like subtitles. They didn't even spell taken for her. They spelled tooken to show that she couldn't really like speak at all. And she was like 17 years old. It was wild. Even in the interview of her, it was crazy shit. It was crazy seeing that shit.
Yeah, I remember that shit was nuts.
And they basically had a body cam of them going in the house to like, after like 5 o'clock in the morning, the girl jumped out the window and called the police. And basically by 7, 4 cops were there. They're knocking on the door. They had body cams on. And they were saying, we heard, we got a call for like child endangerment, because basically, I guess when you say you got a call for that, you don't need a warrant. So basically they come in there and the parents are hella worried. Right when they open the door, you see their face like, oh shit. And basically it said they were stalling time so they can unchain some of the kids. But they basically, took a little bit to let them in. The mom was asking hella questions. The officers basically walked past them after a while. It's like, how many kids you got? Oh, we got 13 kids. It's like, oh shoot, you guys been busy, huh? Kind of making jokes and kind of trying to distract the dad while they looked around, and it was trash piled up everywhere. And then basically they undid the chains because the girl actually had pictures in her phone. She showed the cops, and there's like pictures in the phone and shit. And she was like, oh shit, after seeing the pictures, she was like, we gotta get the squad together, get in there, because we know these are real pictures, we can tell. Their clothes were caked in dirt. They had chains around, big ass thick chains around their shit. So yeah, basically they go in there and they didn't find anybody chained at first, but then they noticed that there's a stack of boxes because basically they're getting ready to move to Oklahoma the next day if they didn't go in there that day. Yeah. So there's a stack of boxes, and the dad, when he was standing in the whole time, was blocking a door. So he goes in the door, and she's been saying that her brother has been chained up for like 2 weeks and hasn't been, able to do anything, been chained to his bed, and they haven't found it. They go behind this door, and they see 3 more kids and then a son chained up, 2 locked chains on the bed. And then at that point, they arrest the parents, take them outside. And like, where are the keys for this kid's locks? He's like, oh, my children know they are. So after they go into the parents' bedroom, tucked away, they haven't gone in there yet. They see another crib with another baby just sitting on the right. And then they just crazy shit. And they go digging through this drawer. It's just like, it's in the top drawer. The drawer is hella messy. So they're looking for tiny ass keys in the top drawer. They finally get them out. And then they basically arrest the parents. They get life in prison. And then basically they supposedly made fucking GoFundMe and gave them hella money and shit.
The kids?
Yeah, the kids, the government, and they put together money for the kids, but they never really saw the money. So there's hella shit going on about that. Yeah, so shit was wild. But people are fucking crazy. They had speeches in the courtroom, and it's just like, it seemed like the parents wanted sympathy. Like, what the fuck? No, nobody cares about you. You stole, like one of the girls said, you stole my entire life. 29 years. I was locked up, chained in a basement. You took my whole life away. Now I'm going to try to get my life back. You know what I mean? It's just nuts.
That's nutty as fuck.
Man, I was like, damn, right in the middle of a residential neighborhood in fucking California, next to hella houses, and nobody knew anything. And actually they did know something. They were keeping it quiet, this is crazy. When they know good and well if it was a black family, they'll call the police on them for a goddamn noise.
Oh, yeah.
But they had some niggas
I
locked
think
away.
they're selling drugs inside the house. Of how you know? I don't know. I see people just like they're there all the time. That's enough.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't been there
I was
for
watching
29 years.
I was watching one of those shows, What Would You Do? And they had some kids who were like beating up on a car or some shit. And they wanted to see what the people in that area would do, if the kids were white or black or whatever. So when the black kids was there, of course they like called the cops on them and stuff, and they asked them why they did it, and they're like, well, I don't know why they would come to our neighborhood and do that, and what makes you think they aren't from your neighborhood, shit like that. Yeah. But then the craziest part was when the white kids did it, a couple times they called the cops on the white kids, but the black kids actually got the cops called on them more times while the white kids were beating the car up because the black kids were in the car sleeping, waiting for their turn.
Whoa.
And somebody called the cops, hella people called the cops on them while they were just sleeping in the car. Thinking I think they're getting ready to rob somebody. I don't know.
Oh my God. That is crazy.
So, yeah, it's always a big difference with the contrast.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of what I see in a lot of those documentaries, though, because they do have a Gabby Petito one, and why, cases of people of color aren't, as publicized or put out there like that one was. So I think there's another case of that, not to make it a race thing, because it's bad either way it goes, but that shit was wild. And shit, I don't know how people didn't notice that shit was going on, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving swiftly along, Jake Paul versus Dana White. You know a little bit more finer details about this than me, but I did see a quick update. Yeah, it's not much to say because I know he's just bullshitting in the first place. Jake Paul, because Jose Masvidal is the next guy I guess Jake Paul wants to fight. And Jose is like, nah. Is it Jose or George? Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I say George. Jorge. So, Jorge Masvidal doesn't want to, break contract with the UFC, I think it is. So he isn't able to fight Jake Paul. So he's saying if Jake Paul comes down to UFC and fights in the octagon, he won't kick or anything. He'll use all strikes and they can fight in the octagon so he doesn't breach contract. And then kind of in response, I'm thinking Jake Paul is saying, oh yeah, I'll definitely come down there and fight you in the UFC. I'll retire from boxing now, never box again. If Dana White agrees to do all these things, basically trying to make himself look like a hero to the UFC community. If you pay them more for their fights, if you give them shares of the fight, the viewership, blah, 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 if you pay for their healthcare after they retire and stuff like that, then he'll come down and he'll fight Jorge Masvidal. I kind of think it was kind of a kind gesture, but we both know that it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And you said they're having a little more back and forth on Twitter. I didn't see this.
Yeah, because he also mentioned that Dana White does coke or something like that. So that was his accusation toward Dana White. On top of the whole him not treating his employees correctly and the fighters right and whatnot. Which I mean, I truly believe for what they do, they need to get paid more. But I guess with that going back and forth, Dana White mentioned that, I think that you won that fight with Tyron Woodley because you were fucking, pumped up on fucking, what's it called, PEDs, performance
Yeah.
enhancement shit. Yeah, so like he basically said, I'll let you drug test me for the next I don't know how many years if you let me drug test you for to make sure that you're not doing performance enhancement drugs.
Right.
And
Which is fair.
yeah, so there's no word back from that from Jake Paul, but we'll see.
But my
You
thing is, I don't
know,
think cocaine stays in your system for that long. Anyway, so you can pass
it
the
it
test really.
it doesn't, but at the same time, people who use cocaine tend to use it a lot. So
Oh.
if he said random, he didn't say like just
Oh,
you
okay.
got he said random.
I feel
So
that. I feel that. I
it's a
feel
little
that.
different. Yeah.
And also talking
But
about that Woodley fight, I don't know how real that was, man.
yeah,
After
people
seeing
are
that
people are saying
replay,
people are saying that yeah.
that left hand, he put that shit down. I was waiting to see if he was going to do something with that left hand, if he was going to swing. It looked like he was waiting for that punch. He put his hand down, took a punch, and laid out.
Maybe, but I mean, I just feel like I don't know who the fuck would do that. Who would take a punch like that just for some money? Because you can literally die in the ring. People have been dying in the ring. So
I don't know. I think they may have rehearsed that hit, or he's taking us. I don't know.
oh,
It was just
like some shit like what's that one with that fucking Rocky movie?
right, like
Creed
when you exactly how you saw Michael B. Jordan doing that shit.
and
It
get
looked
knocked
really
out.
like that. It looked like, okay, I'm gonna drop my hand here. I'm gonna take a punch, excuse me, and I'm gonna fall hella comically and make it seem like you knocked me the fuck out. Because how he landed, bro. Come on, you did it. Him and Nate Robinson both felt the same way. Hella stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just didn't look right to me. I just kind of kept it in because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm super hating on Jake Paul. But even when I've seen it, people have slowed it down on videos. It's just a lot. It's not easy for me to believe that he's just knocking niggas out with these one hits over and over again. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment and all in all. So keep entertaining people. I mean, keep fighting. But if he doesn't fight a real boxer and doesn't get knocked out at least once, because that shit, I'm sorry, it didn't look right. That one didn't look right to me. I don't know.
I just can't. I mean, it still was a real hit though. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
hard to rehearse that, and I don't know, just from like a person who's a fighter, and I'm not a fighter. I'm saying if I was, and I've been in the ring getting hit in the head and getting that fucking CTE shit all the time. I just can't see myself taking the risk of getting hit that cleanly just for some money. I mean, it might have been a lot of money, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I mean, it's not like he's hurting for money. That first fight made him a good amount of money, not to mention he already has money left over from the UFC. I mean, I don't know if it's enough money in the world for me. He has kids and shit, so I just can't see somebody doing that and like allowing it to happen. I can understand getting in the ring for the money, for the risk, but just saying, yeah, I'm getting in the ring for the money and I know it's gonna happen and I know I'm gonna get my fucking lights put out and potentially add on more brain damage to what I already have. I just don't see somebody willingly doing that. No matter
I
how
feel it.
I understand, I've seen the videos where they're talking about it being fake, but that to me is just a strong like.
And if
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
fake, he just should never be in a boxing again, because that just seemed like a cardinal sin to do some bullshit like that.
On both ends. For Jake to pay and for Tyrone to accept would be cardinal sin. Yeah, I believe so in my mind. Unless you literally rehearse that shit, rehearse the hell out of just hey, we're gonna sit here for months and make sure that we get this shit right to where you hit me and that shit look hella real and authentic, but I ain't got no fucking bruise, no injury, no head trauma, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really interesting, man, because it's like a lot of shit that goes down in those kind of fights that would never really fly in a real boxing match. Just watching the little boxing I do compared to those fucking exhibition matches, it's just what the fuck is going on? I get it. I don't know. Maybe Tyron Woodley wasn't as big a competitor that I thought he was going to be.
I mean, it really just shows the difference in boxing and UFC. There's a big ass difference. It's just like the skill set is tremendously different,
Hmm.
and that's pretty much people. They've been saying that forever, but it is what it is.
And you're
It's
seeing it
like,
now for sure.
yeah.
Definitely seeing it now for sure. But yeah, do you think the Masvidal? Do you think he's really gonna fight UFC? Do you think he's just gonna keep raking it in on this boxing thing? What do you think it's gonna go down with Jake Paul?
I mean, I don't. How much did he actually make for the last fight? I don't know if he made a ton of money. I heard that the pay per view buys were low, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
bet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure either, but I'm sure they at least bought in a couple, a couple million.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming, but
Because
I
I
mean,
think
if he,
outside of the fight itself, there's a lot of shit going on outside.
but you always got to think about it this way. It's like they might have brought in a couple million, but who put this together? Like who paid
Yeah.
for the majority of this? So whoever they probably spent a lot more money on the whole thing and the spectacle of it, and they may not have got that return. So
Something tells me Jake Paul gets a lot of sponsorships. Just for
I'm
alone for
sure.
having those fucking luxury watches in the belt and shouting
I'm
them out.
sure.
Probably
I'm
got money
sure.
from that. You know what I'm saying? Just little stupid shit that he does. He knows he can get his money returned. I saw that fucking Jake Paul or Logan Paul just fucking took a whole bunch of Game Boy Colors and then poured a whole bunch of like concealer shit on it and made it like a clear table out of it. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. They be doing some weird shit.
Oh no, that's not concealer. That's them fucking epoxy tables.
Yeah,
The
that's what it
motherfuckers,
was. Yeah.
yeah, those things are dope as fuck.
Well, it's dope as fuck, but this nigga's like fucking. I don't know how old Logan Paul is now, but he just kind of appeals and does all the shit to like little kids and just
Mm.
I'm gonna buy 16 boxes of rare Charizard cards and I'm gonna put a bunch of epoxy Game Boy colors and make it a table just for like views and shit. Nigga, you like 40 years old almost and you out here doing kid shit. But I get it. It's popular right now and they have the algorithm. They know how to do it. Shout out them making all that money, but goddamn, I know Logan Paul is at least almost mid-30s. Leave the Pokemon alone. Leave the
I think
motherfucking
I don't know. Is he even 30 yet? I don't know how old that cat is.
Jake Paul. Logan Paul may be in his early 20s. All right, Jake Paul may be in his early 20s, but Logan Paul, I feel like he may be mid-30s.
I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that much older than his brother. I think he's probably
Really?
like. I think he's like 20, maybe 28 at the most.
But still,
He looks older. He looks older. I mean, he looks like an older dude, but I mean, I think he's. I imagine he's young. He's younger because.
No, yeah, I don't really know. I just know he's been around for hella long, and if they're Disney kids and shit like that, shit, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, do you guys do you? Shit, I wish I could talk about Pokemon cards and get millions of views. Back when it was actually people like Pokemon for Pokemon. Now people just like Pokemon because it's cool. But anyways, moving on. Kanye West buys a house across the street from Kim Kardashian. I should have put this with the other Kardashian topic, but we spread it out. Hey, fuck it, 2 Kardashian topics. I guess it's more of a Kanye topic. He says he bought a house across the street to be closer to his kids, but we kind of already know it's kind of going down. Kim Kardashian is dating Pete Davidson now. You think he's trying to catch Pete Davidson slipping, coming out that house? Run away as fast as he can. I don't know. It's wild. I still can't believe that she's dating Pete Davidson.
Yeah, I don't understand. What is it about him where he gets all like these little? Who was it? Ariana Grande? Who was it? So somebody else. I know that.
I think the daughter of the lady from Full House. I don't know. I don't even know her name, so that could be a rumor. But I'm sure, they say that he has a pretty high quality list of women that he dates. I guess being funny.
Pays off, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just be funny, gentlemen out there, women out there. Anything can be achieved through comedy. You can give them that gut-busting laugh, they'll love you forever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think he just needs to. You think he can ever kind of get over this relationship, or do you think he's going to try forever to try to mend his relationship with his wife? I guess they're not divorced yet. He always says.
I mean, me personally, once she letting somebody else run through her, that's raps.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
That's
like
kind of weird.
I'm sure he's done. I'm sure he's doing his own thing too.
I was
Like,
gonna
I
say
mean,
that too, but it's just not as publicized.
yeah, but I mean, that's that modern culture shit where they don't really hold sex as high, and I'm like, hey, I'm good off that because if either your party's willing to go out and just like easily get new partners that quick, then I don't know how important was the actual bond in the first place. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like this Pete Davidson thing won't really last that long in the first place.
It won't.
It's just her thing for now. But his thing is, I think their relationship's kind of deep because I guess they crossed that billionaire threshold together. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
He was talking about all the stories on that Drink Champs interview where he helped her, launch her modeling career and kind of hook her up with a bunch of designers because he was on that hype and got them to dress her and kind of. I'm not saying they're taking the credit for. Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I don't know what happened. Hello? Can you hear me?
What the fuck?
Or maybe it's on his phone. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Out
There.
there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, we went. I don't know what happened. Went out for a little bit. I think that was on your side because I don't know. Maybe my side. Who knows? But anyways, but yeah, I just kind of feel.
Am I frozen right
now? No.
I'm not frozen.
No, you're moving.
Okay, you're frozen. That's why I was like.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, it's not frozen on my side here. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like he feels like he has a lot to do with who Kim Kardashian is, which is kind of self-righteous, which of course you can expect that from Kanye, but I don't know. I think she's kind of trying to branch out into her own, and I don't think he wants to let her go. She's trying to do her lawyer thing, trying to be her own person, but they got like 4 kids. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, he rich as hell. He has financial freedom. He can do what the fuck he wants. Really, it's exactly. Like, I mean, if it's for the companionship, I guess. But I mean,
he was already talking about how his house wasn't his home. He was homeless, and how his bag was his house.
Yeah.
All the time he was at home, and he saw his family. Like, what's the point of buying the home across the street from the? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's another component that he needs. Someone who needs like some kind of therapy or something like that. But I feel like therapy would be difficult with him because he's so he has to be the one talking.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I know a lot of times in those therapy sessions they allow you to vent and talk, but you also have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that whenever I see interviews with him, very rarely is it ever him retaining any kind of information. It's always him putting it out. So he very rarely ever actually like takes any advice from people. So
I feel that. Yeah, that's very true. People are calling Antonio Brown the Kanye West of the NFL. Now to bring that full circle when we talk about the mental health and shit like that. But yeah, man, that situation's wild. Hope he doesn't continue to embarrass himself like that. I'm sure you can find him a bunch of different Kim Kardashians. And if he wants to marry himself, he probably would do that too. Clone himself and just marry himself. Moving on, Spider-Man. It's a quick little update here. Spider-Man is actually grossing $1.36 billion already, coming out on the 22nd, I believe, of December. So it hasn't even been a month yet, and shit's already made $1 billion. And I'm not even sure if it even came out in China yet. So China's another market where movies do the best. So shit's just kind of wild. It's one of the highest grossing movies of all time. I'm sure it's going to be one of those. Do you think it's Oscar? Oh, you haven't seen it yet. I was gonna say, do you think it's Oscar worthy? But I don't know, man. Again, I already told you my gripe with it. It's just I like Spider-Man. I am a very big fan of variation in powers. Spider-Man, I like him for what he can do. I just wish they had more characters, more sidekicks in Spider-Man. You know how they do in Spider-Man when Spider-Man and Friends and shit like that?
Yeah.
I wish they had more movies kind of centered around that because, Spider-Man's storyline and a lot of those movies are kind of that recycled storylines, just with a little bit of variation to it. So I feel like I'm seeing the same shit with a different Spider-Man actor.
With a different, that's what it is, with a different twist to it. But At least this one they're adding. At least they're adding like other characters from like Marvel Universe and like Doctor Strange, and you know, it's opening up other like possibilities for other characters from other movies to join in, like with the whole Venom thing. And I mean, obviously the movie is about that anyways, but I'm talking about like in future films, you
Right.
know. So
Yeah,
I mean,
the Venom thing. Spoiler alert: there is a Venom scene, but it's stupid. It's just the in credit scene.
it's the
So
same thing with the Venom movie. Venom with the movie Let There Be Carnage. They had a
yeah,
little in credit at the end of that one where he like phased due to a different, he was in a room and then all of a sudden like some shit happened. Then he's in the same room, but it's hella different and all nice. And some dude walks out and was like, "What are you doing in my room?" And then he sees Peter Parker, the one from the MCU on TV. And then the Venom symbiote is hella interested in Peter Parker for some reason.
oh yeah, because in the in credit scene of this one, he doesn't really give away much in the movie, so I can just tell you what happens. But this
Yeah,
fucking Venom's in the bar. Tom Hardy's in the bar, talking to this bartender, and basically, because in the movie, all the people that know Peter Parker get sucked into his universe.
yeah.
It's part of the wish thing. And I guess Venom gets sucked into that universe, but we don't know until the very, very end. And he's at a bar, and then he's just talking shit with the symbiote inside him. And then he gets zapped back into his galaxy, basically, his universe. But it leaves, like, some of the money he left on the counter had a little bit of symbiote on it.
Oh, really? That's how they're gonna play it. That's how they're gonna play it.
Right. And you just see the symbiote moving on the counter.
So that's hella whack.
You know what I'm saying? It was like
I'm assuming that's gonna eventually get to Peter Parker and somehow make him have the black suit.
yeah.
And somehow that's gonna, I don't know. I don't
It's
know
gonna slow play it though, yeah, because Tom Hardy by that time will get hella old, so they're gonna have to reboot him again. So I don't know. They got to figure that shit out. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I'll probably watch it again some point. I don't know if they drop it. They probably won't drop it to Disney Plus probably unless they're doing the 45-day one window that they did. Because I know Eternals is coming out January 12th on Disney Plus. I haven't seen that shit yet, even though we should have. I should have watched it so we can review it. But
I was trying to.
Yeah, it's all
I already got bad reviews of.
Right. Yeah, me too. And I haven't really heard about too much connective tissue, so I don't think it's that big of a deal that we haven't really reviewed that on here yet. But yeah, Spider-Man, go see that. We'll review it as soon as you do. But if you don't do it, if you're not in the rush to do it, it's fine. Everybody's probably seen it already and know what the fuck's going on. But New Year's resolutions. I should have asked this when we talked about Welcome to 2022. Do you have any New Year's resolutions this year?
Be better than I was last year. That's pretty much it.
You know what I'm saying? That's all we can really do, man. That's all we can actually, do ourselves. We need a little bit of luck, a little bit of, knowledge, a little bit of pushing, and we can get to whatever heights we, want to get to. I think me personally for resolution 2022, the podcast take off more, get to bigger and better heights, just get bigger and better, grow my pop collection back there, and, and just give back to the people. You know what I'm saying? I just, I feel like I've been slowing down, and especially with this Omicron. I feel like, we did what we could, try to get an episode out before Christmas and a couple episodes out. We got a lot of stuff out, but I still feel like there's room for growth in the podcast. I'm going to try to expand on the merch game, get our stuff going, get some more hats. I got new patches coming out. I'm for sure going to order those patches and try to get those together by the end of this month. And we'll have a new order, new shit coming out by February. Get those Valentine's Day drops for your loved ones. I'm gonna get that out. It's gonna look really cool. But yeah, I can talk about that at the end of the podcast. I can get there now. But bigger and better things is what I want for 2022. Everybody to be healthy. I mean, these fucking variants to go away so we can just live our lives again and enjoy the subtleties of life, like enjoying the intricacies of cinema and going sitting in chairs and leaning back and watching Spider-Man and everybody. Yeah, remember that. Can I get your number? That shit sounds funny. But yeah, man, that's what I want for 2022. Prosperous, new beginnings, elevation, and all that other vague and common shit that everybody else wants. But yeah, what's that?
I'm gonna say I want to be there's a few more steps, or however many steps closer to freedom, like real, true freedom.
Exactly. Whatever that truly is, financial
Exactly.
freedom, whatever kind of freedom you want, achieve
Nirvana.
that. Exactly. Get to that place. Did you watch that new season of Cobra Kai yet?
Nah, not yet. It's not all out. Is it like how far?
It's
Is it
the
just?
whole season. They dropped the whole thing. Season 3.
I'll check
I
it out.
binged that shit in one day. We
I
might as well
wonder.
just get into
Is
some
it
shit
like?
we watching.
I wonder if it's like, is it gonna be? Because you know how every season or the first two seasons kind of represented the first two movies in a
Yeah.
way.
hmm
I wonder if that was gonna represent the third movie, or is it gonna represent like are they ever gonna bring in the girl, the next Karate Kid? Remember that shit?
So,
That what her name was.
me too. It's rolling to my tongue though, and her face is in my head too. Um,
Not Renona Ryder, no.
no, it's
Tripping.
fuck, wasn't she in $1 Million Baby as well?
Probably.
Fuck, I think of Jennifer Gardner. No, not Jennifer Gardner. Somebody that reminds me of her. Hella. Fuck,
I don't know.
that's gonna bug the shit out of me. But we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about some of the shit that we're watching right now. Give the Best of Bias listeners something to watch, because there's some shit I'm here quarantining, and there's some shit that I'm looking for new shit to watch maybe that I haven't seen yet, and there's some shows I wanted to talk to you about that you haven't seen. So yeah, is there some shows out there you want to talk to the people about?
I watched Witcher. That was pretty
Witcher.
good.
Yeah.
I was fucking with that. Ended pretty well. I like the fact that they, brought in the Wild Hunt and stuff. I mean, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the games or the books. I never read the books, I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, I fuck with the games. The games is dope as shit. A lot of intricate like story plot and like stuff you can do with the game. So you know a lot about it. You get real invested in it. And the show, even though the show says the writer said they were taken from the book, you can see a lot of the game in there. Like, because the book was a book, it didn't have visual anything. So all the visuals of the game are exactly the same as the damn show, including the way Geralt talks and everything. So yeah, it's like they took a lot from that fucking game and they know it. And that shit, but it's dope though. Nonetheless, it's dope. I like it. But they done a great job with that show, I think, and I'm fucking with it heavy. So
yeah, I need to watch. I started watching the first season, got 4 episodes in. So I do want to watch season 2 because I heard it was a hella good show. I'm gonna try to get into that shit as well. And I already mentioned Arcane, the Rights game show. Pretty dope, man. It's like, firstly, the soundtrack is crazy as hell. I don't know where they got this soundtrack for us, but it seems like a big budget. Animation's nuts. Shit goes down. The storyline's pretty fucking epic as well, actually. So everything about it, I think, is pretty dope. I heard about it on a podcast I was listening to. This guy said he actually went back and watched it, and I was like, yeah, I saw that the other day. And it looked kind of interesting. But yeah, check it out. Even if you don't, not familiar with Riot Games or their storylines, me either, but the story is pretty dope. It ends on a cliffhanger. I'm gonna tell you that now. And there's probably gonna be a season 2, so go ahead and catch up with that now. Did you watch what's that show about the super villains? What's it called? The Misfits Gang, or what is it called? I forgot. I was watching that shit. Yeah, just like I watch that shit like almost every day actually. It's an anime. It's about the guy that he has electric powers. People are manifesting powers, and this fool gets electric powers, and he's trying to show them off as a kid. And he goes to like the community swimming pool. Spoiler alert, first episode. And this fool has electric powers, but he decides to go to the swimming pool to show everybody that he has electric powers, and he can't
kills
control
everyone.
the witches. Yeah, and he kills everybody in the swimming pool. It's like 30
I've
people.
never seen that. Have I seen that one?
It's like 30 people on there. And then
what is it called?
Dude, I fucking forgot. I forgot. My phone's dead, so I'd have to get back to you. But it's called like either like Misfits Mob, or like, I don't know. It's like some of that nature. But it's basically about.
Is it on Netflix?
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah. I probably watched the first episode, never watched it again.
Yeah, it's because after that it gets weird because he actually goes to jail, and then in jail he like.
Oh, it's the one where he was like flying over the pool and he fell in the pool and
he fell in, electrocuted everything, and hell shit started blowing up, accidents and shit, and hell people died.
It has that girl that's dancing around and shit all the time.
The opening's a little too much, but actually the show, Jupiter Legacy, it's from that author. So that whole comic, Image Comics.
Image Comics, yeah.
Yeah, because they actually are in that show.
Yeah,
all the characters.
They're doing a lot about bringing in that the comics from that. And there's one that I'm particular that I'm waiting for, but I'll talk about that after you're finished.
Super Crooks.
Super Crooks, there you go. That's what it's called.
Super Crooks is what it's called. Yeah. So yeah, and they basically he has a gang with hella superpowers and shit, and he's a villain, and he's a super villain. And he just basically tries to hell shit goes down basically, and superheroes are kind of like assholes, kind of like the boys in a way. But yeah, they have this what is his name? His name is like the Praetorian or some shit like that, and he has like a 52 random ass powers, and he has them in a deck of cards. So every time he wants to use a power, he has to draw a card, and he never knows what power is going to come up. So he looks at the card. Oh shit, I haven't used this one in a while. This fool hella like duplicates into hella different people, and he's like, oh yeah. Once he turns into duplicates, they can use their random power as well. So each duplicate has a random ass power, and he never knows what's going to happen.
That's dope as fuck.
Shit is pretty wild. The show is pretty dope. And it shows like
I watched the first episode. I think that's about it.
The first episode is kind of like slow, but once he actually goes to jail and gets out of jail, he's like an adult, and it's like then he gets out of jail and goes back to crime, and he has like a gang that actually has cool ass powers too. But this fool always gets stopped by the superheroes, and there's like a big ass league of superheroes, and it's like actually based in the Bay too. I think they're in Oakland and San Francisco and shit. So it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope actually. What else am I watching? There's some shit out there. Of course, The Book of Fett. You guys got to watch that. We reviewed that on the last episode. Mayor of Kingstown. It comes out today?
No, it's coming out at
midnight. Yeah. That's what.
That's how I watch mine.
No, yeah, for sure. I can watch it tonight now. I usually have work at 6 o'clock and wake up for work at 6 o'clock, but I still don't got to go back work till like next week. So I can watch that shit at midnight as well. There's a couple of more things I'm watching. Of course, Mayor of Kingstown. I think it's getting close to its finale. Last episode, fucking crazy. If you guys know, you already know what's going on with that. I actually started to try to start a show called Yellow Jackets on Showtime. Kind of crazy as well. The soccer team, basically state champion high school soccer team. They're going to nationals and their plane crashes, and then they fucking have to survive in the fucking forest and shit. Shit goes down, and they eventually get rescued. And in their adult life, they're kind of reflecting on what happened back then. And their school mascot was the Yellow Jackets, so they call it Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of shit out there that's out. You guys, plenty of stuff to check out. Plenty of streaming services. These streaming wars are in full effect. Bunch of stuff to watch. Keep watching Young Justice because they're dropping episodes every Thursday. Have you been keeping up with that?
No, I like to let them build up. I want to catch up. So I'm caught up to the new season, and then I'm like 4 episodes in, and I just kind of stopped because I was waiting for it to catch up. I didn't want to just watch one every week like I do with anime. Yeah. So I'm pretty much doing the same thing I do with like One Piece, where I'll stop watching One Piece for like a couple months, and then have at least like a few episodes to catch back up because it's funner that way for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that. There's like 10 episodes maybe out now for that. I'm starting to catch up on Jujutsu Kaisen again. I started it. I get in the middle of a lot of this stuff and just start and watch another one, but I need to start finishing shit. So
I got a lot of anime. I need to catch up on. I need to catch up on Black Clover because I've kind of fell behind on that, and I heard that it's getting good again. What else? Demon Slayer. I heard they have new episodes of that or something out or some shit. I know I watched
season 2 for that. I knew it. I heard about it.
It's something. Yeah, I watched the movie, and they had like some other stuff they released that were like. Did you ever watch the movie?
I would say I still haven't seen. Is that on regular Netflix?
Nah, but you can just use my my fucking Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, I do have Crunchyroll. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But they got it on. Yeah, they got it on there, and then they also what that's about is about. I know you've seen the last episode where they had those dudes who were like the top demon hunters and shit, and the one dude with the fire looking shit. So it's basically about they have some episodes that are about him leading up to that movie because the movie is about like when they meet him. So like they also release some episodes that just show his like journey up to the movie that's coming out. But it's only like it's a cool like 2 episodes. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out for sure because fucking Demon Slayer is dope.
And then Bleach, they're releasing so remember I was telling you, I don't know if I was telling you about the how they had that, Bleach was doing good, and then they had the part where he like, finally beat the Aizen dude, which is like the main villain. But in order for him to do it, he had to like do some shit that made him like become like his ultimate form, but then he lost all his power. So after that, Bleach basically the anime stopped. They stopped producing it. They pretty much ended it there, but the manga kept going. So the manga had an arc called the Fullbring arc or some shit like that, where it was like explaining him getting his powers back, but it fucking sucked. It sucked. It was fucking horrible. I hated it. It was a horrible ass arc. I had to I just muscled through it because I knew they were coming out with a final arc. And so pretty much this anime that they're coming out with, when they're restarting it, they're skipping that Fullbring arc where he gets his power back, and I believe they're starting it from the final arc. And the final arc, so I read through half of the final arc and the manga, and it's dope as fuck. It's like if you're a fan of Bleach, they went all out and just said fuck it, we can go ahead and show everybody's full potential and show motherfuckers get fucked up, people you love who's gonna get killed, shit like that on the show. They don't give a fuck, but it's pretty dope. So I'm waiting for the anime to actually release. It's already they already have a trailer for it.
Nice.
I think RDC World reviewed it, the trailer, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna be dope. And if they completely follow the manga, which they always do, it's gonna be dope as fuck. You should definitely look into that.
We're gonna link up with RDC World and have a podcast or some shit, man. We need to get out there to DreamCon or something. Check that out one of these years once Omicron's done. That's one of my goals, to get out there to one of those things too. But Bleach is one of the shows I've been wanting to get back and check out too. I have nothing but time now, so I definitely am gonna be getting back into that. Maybe we can have a review session on, top 5 anime. Why? Plenty of shit, hella content we can get out there, because I know everybody is into anime now. Every fucking streetwear store I go to, there's fucking anime clothing, Naruto clothing, Demon Slayer clothing. It's just like fuck, it's the hype thing to do. So I guess they're gonna keep pumping it out on Netflix, and we can get on here and talk about it anytime we want to, because I mean, we got the Best of Bias listeners that are into it just like we are into it, and I get all my shows from you. So
I feel like my generation is the reason why anime is so popular now.
Yeah, absolutely. And my generation was the generation that kind of looked down on it. It was like, oh, it's not cool, like, to do that. And even I would say it's more so like I don't know. I don't know where it actually started, because we are, what is it? I'm considered a millennial, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in between the tail end of millennials and the beginning of Gen Z shit. Shit became corny to us millennials. And then it picked up again for Gen Zers, and they thought it was the coolest shit in the world, which kind of made it corny for a lot of people in the past, because it's like, all right, we were off that and making fun of people for that now. You guys are trying to make it cool and bring it back into popular culture. Not saying I'm one of those people, because I was one of those people that got ridiculed for still watching cartoons, paying attention to anime, and all that kind of shit. But now it's everybody does it, and it's the coolest thing in the world.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first started off, I didn't like that shit. That's because where I came from. I thought that shit was nerdy. And I got to college. That's when I actually got into it. So that shit, it was forced upon me by people that I went to college. They started to like make me watch a bunch of anime in they had it on a projector inside of our little workshop classes where we had to sit there and work on projects and shit for like 4 hours. So they would just fucking project anime the whole time. And then eventually that shit started to get interesting when you're doing it episode by episode. So now you know the plot. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, now you sucked in.
The plot is the best part, because like the stuff that we watch now in American culture, we're looking for the superhero stuff, looking for the powers, the storyline. But anime been had that. They've been had that. Every show they have, they make sure to have that. Like even if it's a basic ass concept,
Another one I got to catch up on is my high school. Is it Academia? Whatever it is, that one.
Yeah, My Hero. Yeah, she's
Yeah, my
fucking hella
hero, my
episodes.
hero. I'm down behind one season, I think, but
I'm
it's
definitely
fucked
gonna
up
watch
at
it.
how I'm like the nigga who watches probably more anime than anybody, and I can't remember names. I motherfuckers be talking to me about anime, and they be knowing the people's names like perfectly. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I'm
Oh
like,
no,
it's the
no,
main
I'm not gonna
character.
remember these goddamn names for nothing.
Fuck no. And I'm part Japanese. I'm like, fuck that. And I know a little Japanese. I still don't remember the names. Fuck
You just
that.
gotta tell me what they be doing, what they be wearing, and I'll know what you're talking about then. But
Yeah.
remember
And
every goddamn name. There'd be like 27 main characters in these in these shows.
yeah. The
Wow.
only names I remember is like Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, Orochimaru, Luffy,
I'm about to say Luffy is the really easy one. And
and
Saitama.
Zoro was Zoro. Oh yeah, Saitama. That's only
Yeah,
because Saitama. You got to know that name.
yeah, that's his OP General. But yeah, man. Basically, first one I've seen though, I saw was Gungrave, the one you showed me. That's when I got
Oh
locked
yeah,
in. I was like, oh
that's
shit, all these villains they turn into different monsters. All his friends turning into different monsters. They all had different
yeah,
abilities, and that's when I was like, oh shit, this is dope as hell. It's like in every one I watched, it actually had that, but expounded upon their whatever base concept they had. They
hmm
just brought in characters that made you care about that had different powers, power lines, different purposes. I mean, the only drawback would be reading subtitles, but
yeah,
shit, that's about it. The storylines are amazing.
yeah. And they,
And
they 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 realized a long time ago that like character development is important in these shows because
yeah,
if you get attached to the characters and now you're fucking going along the story with this character, so quote unquote whatever. But that made no sense, quote unquote. I used that in the wrong term. But still, now it's like when you're watching it, you go along with the character, you get invested. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's
yeah,
like that's why sometimes when they end, you don't like them, you get pissed off because you invested in this character and you don't like the ending of it, and they do a real good job. I mean, I feel like any show that does that, that's usually the shows that do the best. Like that's why Dexter was so good, even though I didn't like the fact that he started to kill off main characters. But that's why Game of Thrones is so good. And they were the best at it because they can do it in a really short amount of time and then fuck you over by killing off that character that you fell in love with.
yeah, yeah.
So
Walking Dead did that for you first couple of seasons until they fucking
they
stretched out that
did,
fucking storyline to
they
the
did,
death.
but I don't think they did as good a job with the character development, but they did
Mm.
do that. Yeah, like not Game of Thrones did a real good job with character
Oh
development.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They'll get you thinking that like they'll have the actual main character of that season die, like the one they're following the most, and then you'd be like, oh, now that you realize there's like they have no fucking strings. They don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. They'll love cross every line.
Yeah, yeah, that show was great until the ending was kind of rushed, but we all
It's
know
very
that.
rushed.
We'll let that die slow. Well,
Yeah. Well, you hear about the new ones coming out, right?
yeah, the prequel type shit.
Yeah, about the original Targaryens. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm ready to see that. Check it out.
yeah,
Everything on HBO, I'm gonna try to give some love, man, because I'm fond of that app and the shows that come out there. I
most
like
definitely.
HBO and Paramount Plus are like two of my favorite that are out right now. Disney Plus
Yeah,
needs to, pick it up a little bit. I'm sure they will with all the shows that are coming out with Marvel and shit, but yeah,
yeah,
HBO is killing it. Lastly, let's get into this since we're talking about movies. I know we talked about The Rock and Vin Diesel, maybe mending some fences and coming together to do Fast and the Furious 10 and ending the series. But I guess it turns out that The Rock wasn't really as interested and invested in doing Fast 10 as Vin Diesel put off. We saw Vin
yeah,
Diesel put out that post talking about it's time, brother, for us to reunite and do Fast 10 and close out the legacy the right way. My kids call you uncle. And we promised Pablo that we would, finish it out in a good light or whatever. Come back, it's your destiny type shit. And everybody thought that The Rock
yeah.
was going to come back and fall for that. Or not, I wouldn't say fall for it, or just kind of see that message and just kind of let bygones be. Damn, speed racers, niggas just speeding down the street. Let bygones be bygones, and them just go ahead and do the movie. But I guess The Rock had a different plan in mind. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, The Rock. What was it? He didn't like. He brought up stuff, I guess, that he mentioned in that post that I'm assuming there's more to it on the back end because the post didn't seem that bad to me. But apparently, The Rock took it a different way. And he took
Yeah,
it. He took it as you're trying to leverage these things in against me to make me, have to come do this movie, like
right.
using Paul Walker and the kids and shit.
Yeah,
He didn't appreciate that.
right.
But I mean, like, I understand he mentioned them, but I mean, I don't think I mean, I didn't see it as a leverage. Like I said, it has to be something more on the inside that
It has to for him to
we
even
don't
take
know
it that
about.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, I can see through. He must have said some shit behind doors that is kind of irreparable. Vin Diesel probably was talking hella big shit about The Rock because Tyrese, we already
mhm.
know he had a problem with The Rock and how he handled the leaving the franchise situation or them starting up Hobbs and Shaw as like an off-brand Fast and Furious for The Rock since he didn't want to be in the movies with Vin Diesel in them anymore. But who knows, man? I think everybody's gonna be on The Rock side regardless. So Vin Diesel's probably gonna look bad either way it goes. The Rock can do no wrong. He's probably gonna run for president.
Probably. Not to mention, like, who knows if he would have like stayed, like, maybe there was some other shit behind the scenes with the contract of the movies that made him want to leave the franchise. Maybe it wasn't just the relationships,
Hmm.
but they seen how much more money they made with The Rock being there because obviously he's a big ass draw. Uh, that's probably why they got mad because they were like, "Oh, well, you're taking money out of our pocket," but he's like,
Right.
"Hey, maybe something in the contract is taking money out of my pocket, so I can make more
Right.
money doing this." Maybe who knows? Maybe if he would have stuck with that shit, we'd have never got the Black Adam movie or some shit, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And
Because he does like 3 movies a year, and doing Fast and the
yeah,
Furious could have took away from a movie that's actually gonna do great.
yeah, and maybe it was in the contract that he had to. Oh, you have to be obligated to do this, and he's like, "No, I can't do that because
Right.
you
I-
know
I'm
it
super
might."
convinced that he makes $1 billion a year. I don't know. He does everything from hosting shows, hosting award shows. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot.
It does a lot. It's crazy.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah, man.
crazy.
Like I said, it's Capricorn season. My birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. If you guys, any fans out there want to send me any money for my Cash App, you can go ahead and send it there. I'm accepting any kind of donations for myself to have a good birthday. Didn't get to experience Christmas or New Year, so best of bias listeners, if you want to bless me, go ahead. So, but all my Capricorns out there, it's our season. Let's thrive. Let's live better in 2022. And let's start off the month good and show everybody how to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? But this is the point where I like to let them know where to find you at. I know you got a mixtape out right now, so promote that shit. Let them know where they can find it at.
Technically, what is a mixtape?
Tape that has a mix songs on it. I don't know. I
I,
guess a
I
song.
always thought a mixtape was like when somebody rapped over other beats and put it on a song or CD and then put it out. That's what the original mixtape were to me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think this right here is just like I don't know, this is like a EP. It's just 6 songs. Just
True,
that
true.
I produced all the songs. Me and Chris, produced the actual like lyrics and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Let's get it.
But
Yeah.
you can find it on I think it's on all platforms. I know I found it on the ones that I looked up, but Spotify and all that stuff. But it's just look up. I think you
When
got
I
to
get
look
my
up.
phone back, I'm gonna download on Apple Music. It's on there too. I'm gonna download that on there and Spotify. I
Uh,
got Spotify too. I downloaded it twice.
okay, but it's on all those, and just look up. Was it Pretty Ugly? Said and done. Even though the Pretty Ugly is my brother Chris. He's on. He put it all up on there. But yeah, you'll see the album cover. It'd be like a red and black thing that says PC.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll post it up. You'll see it.
And I'll post. I'll get one out tomorrow. You'll see it on the Instagram. Or actually, this is coming out on Friday. So throughout the week, you'll probably see me posting it on the Best of Bias page. Maybe some links too, so you can just click it and it'll take you right there. We'll put some stuff together. Maybe get a link on the website too, so you guys can get that downloaded as well. You know what I'm saying? We gotta spread the love here. We know PC it's gonna be a masterpiece. EP,
Oh yeah, it's
excuse me.
slaps. It's
My
slaps.
thing, I call it a mixtape. My thing was any album that came out that wasn't an official album, I called it a mixtape. So
I always confused by the names of all these things. Like I don't even know what the fucking EP is. I mean, I know what it is, like an independent project or some shit like that. I might have said that. I might even use the wrong fucking word.
I don't know. But either way, we're gonna find it. We're gonna check it out, and we're gonna give you the review you need. You give them some reviews on. I think they do it on the music. I don't know if they do it on the music, but still, go show love on his Instagram at Keo Young. On the Instagram. We know where to find your boy at. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Best of Bias, you can find us under that name on the website, bestofbias.com, on the Instagram, Best of Bias. You can find us on the YouTube, Best of Bias. We got plenty of videos there. We love a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell on there so you can get notified every time we drop drop a video. The AKA does a wonderful job producing and putting together visually for everybody that don't got these podcast platforms. I cannot talk today. So we got Spotify podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, of course the website. So man, check it out wherever you can check it out. And we got the merch coming. Like I said, new merch coming out by next month for sure. Hit me up. I'm gonna get the website, get that shit on the website. I gotta learn how to get my website optimized so that everybody can just go find the merch a lot easier than just kind of DMing me and get some shipping systems going and shit like that. But enjoy your new year, aka you enjoy your night. If you have work tonight, be safe out there. Don't touch nothing because Omicron is fucking out there and everybody is fucking
Omicron per CIA.
You know what I'm saying? Stay safe, everybody. Wash your hands, love your families, and you know what I'm saying? I guess it's time for that theme song. Anything else?
Not you.
Well, AKA, this is Lydell Dinero, and we out of here. Where my theme song at? It's right here. Damn, my lips is dry though. But where my theme song at? Right here. Bam.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.